Now's your time to put all those skills into practice. Yes, you'll be making a commitment. Yes, there's going to be some hard work here, but it's nothing that you don't have the skills to do. Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now this is your incredibly late, and I apologise for that, reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whatever area of your chart you are wanting to look at that is Pisces. And bear in mind that one, you can look at it through the filter of that for the reading. But two, if you don't know the ins and outs of your chart, there's a link in the description down below to go and get yourself a free birth chart. All you need is where you was born and the time that you was born down to the minute, or at least down to 5 minutes. Down there also is a link to the Sunchild Tarot Facebook group, where if you find the YouTube notifications don't work as well as they could do, I post all of my videos on there, plus all of the astrology videos that I'm watching and learning about astrology with. So yeah, come join. Now, being a general reading, this means that general readings rules apply, as in timing is not absolute. Well, being a tarot reading, timing is not absolute. Roles can be reversed. When I'm speaking about masculine or feminine, it's probably energies rather than gender of a person. And where my readings are different to some of the general readings you find on YouTube is that it's a job lot. The reading either is for you or it isn't. There's none of this take what resonates and leave the rest. If the past and the present fit, it's for you. If the past and the present don't fit, it's not for you. Don't try and make it fit. Go and watch your rising or your moon or your oh, brain's gone blank. Hang on a minute. Your rising, your moon, your Venus. That's what I was looking for, your Venus. Or even Mars at the minute, because Mars is more than a little active in our skies at the moment. The other thing I'd like you to do is to come to this reading with a question. So, take a moment, pause the video if you have to. Be aware of all of the questions that are surrounding you at the moment and choose one of them. Focus on it, because energy in, energy out. But be aware of all of them, because the cards will answer what they want and not necessarily what you and I think is the most important. So they will find a question and my words will hopefully hit one of those questions. So with no further ado, any further details about the reading is down in the description below. Come and join the Facebook group as well if you are wanting a reading from me. There's details on the Facebook group about how to do that and how to get that. Now I'll bring the big camera up first, if the computer will listen to me, because as I was shuffling, and you'll see the shuffle video appear in a couple of moments, these 3 cards jumped out and wanted to stay out. So this is good news, maybe good news for your question. We have 4 of Spears, so 4 of Wands, Queen of Swords, and the Sun coming out before I even laid all the spread. Now, let me change that, and you can see it happen. There. Right. So, this feels really good to me. This gave a good tone to the reading. I mean, obviously you've heard me say before, or any reader say before, the Sun is the best, the happiest card in the deck. Happy, happy, joy, joy. So what we have is a commitment. This could be a commitment that you're making or a commitment that is coming to you, that is seen with some clarity and some realism, and feels like that commitment is part of a larger plan. Now, that's not something I normally get from the Queen of Swords, but of course this is Cersei off of Game of Thrones, and it's the Game of Thrones deck. But being part of a larger plan and being seen with clarity, It also feels a little bit all or nothing, like what I said about my readings being a bit all or nothing. Circe could be very all or nothing. You were either completely on her side, or you were cast out. Full stop, cast out. So it's almost like there was something that you were considering. Do I commit or do I throw it away? Well, the commitment is here. The commitment is being offered. The commitment is coming towards you, or you are going towards that commitment. And there is a time of celebration involved with that. Even if it's just that inner sense of, yes, I've done it and I'm going to do it. We're going on with this. And there is a we in this card. It's not just an I. It's not just I am committing to something. It is a we are committing to something. Although I think rather you're taking the lead here. That's what it feels like. Because again, Circe, if you watch Game of Thrones, you know what she was like. So that is all aside from the cards that I see here. And then, as I was shuffling the oracle cards, they were, in fact, let me make that camera here a little bit smaller so that you can see all the other cards. There we go. Right, so the oracle cards that jumped out, and I'll do these in order. Surrender to the divine. Resilience. Quite apropos with everything that's going on at the moment with coronavirus, and that's probably the only time I will mention that, because there's not a lot of point in focusing on the virus in the reading. It is something every single one of us are facing. You know, it's either, depending on where it is, in which how far progressed it is in whichever country you're in. I mean, America is supposed to be 2 weeks behind Italy, and Britain is supposed to be 3 weeks behind Italy, and everything's ramping up all over. China have reported no new cases yesterday as I film this. So, hey ho, that's a good thing. So there is an end to it in sight. That's something that... But resilience. Shatael, the Angel of Silence. I'm going to come back to this one. But... exceeding expectations, encouragement, starseed, what lights you up, and get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. I know I'm just reading them out for the minute. I'll get to the point in a second. We have Artemis with the goddess of as the goddess of light. Bear in mind she was a hunter, but she is the sister of Apollo. So that again gives me that Queen of Swords vibe, as in targeting on something and pursuing it. Which all of these, I'll keep going. Mart with fairness and Una with easy does it. There is no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing. Hermes with messages, so news coming in for you. All with focus and set with chaos. Well, we can see the chaos that's around us. Again, I'll come to this in a second. And then finally, we have fairies with earth magic and wind with activation. Right, so now I've got through that really big list. Pisces, you are on this planet to do a job. You are the 12th house of the zodiac. You are the house where endings come into play. You are the house, you are the sign where you have theoretically wandered your way through the zodiac from life to life to life to life, working your way around the wheel. So now's your time to put all those skills into practice. Yes, you'll be making a commitment. Yes, there's going to be some hard work here, but it's nothing that you don't have the skills to do. I gather how you're feeling at the moment is that you already have some clarity about this. You have some clarity about how you are going to move forward. And it's something that you are feeling really, really good about, even though you may feel slightly impoverished, slightly that you haven't got all the resources that you would like, or you haven't got all the equipment or information that you would like, and there's certain facts that are still to come to light, but you have been hiding your vision, and it is now time to share that vision. It's now time to move forward, because although you may not have everything that you would like, you do, with this 10 of coins in the centre of the reading, have everything that you need. And this is as a result of a harvest that you have been tending. Everything that you have been working towards recently has come under some threat. It's come under some... Well, you've had a tower moment. You know, the harvest that you have been working towards, you thought that you was going to lose it. But to a great extent, whatever the tower moment was that has recently been and gone, it's almost like something that was imposed from on high, i.e. like the arrival of the virus, so much for me not mentioning it again. But, I mean, there's other things, but things beyond your control that have come in. I think what you may have found is that as you are asserting your own control over the situation, your harvest is more than what you thought. You thought you was working on one thing and there was a byproduct to that one thing, or there is something that was included in the creation process, and all of a sudden it's that byproduct that's just a little bit more useful and a little bit more central to your plans moving forward than what you ever expected it to be. And yeah, the original point of the harvest that you've been working towards, yeah, maybe that's got a little bit maybe that has got a little bit tarnished, tainted, damaged, dented, all the various sort of slightly faulty words that you can add towards it. But it doesn't matter. You were honing your skills in creating it. And what you were initially trying to create, not quite worked out, has it? Doesn't matter. Because what you have ended up creating in the process is even better. And that was what you were supposed to be doing. But you are the one who is planning at the moment. You are the one looking to metaphorical distant shores. And I mean metaphorical. Okay, so I'm not saying travel, well, certainly not at the moment, see previous statement, but metaphorical distant shores where you are wanting to take forward this byproduct or the moving forward force of your harvest, whatever that may have been, because the world is definitely opening up to you, and the world is going to be working along with you, and the world is working within you because, as all these cards are saying, this is your time. This is why you are here. This is the role that you need to fulfill if you are to do what you came here to do. Surrender to the divine, and where is it? That Starseed card. Choose your target with Artemis. I've lost her. Where is she? Ah, yeah. Choose your target with Artemis and move through the chaos set with focus. All here. Because gateways are going to be open for you. And that's what I'm getting from Hermes. Yes, there's information coming to you. There's information that you need to reveal, and there's information that needs to come to you. But I think we call that Tuesday. But this is the time of your activation. This is the time for you to create magic. Because that's the other thing that Pisces is about. And Neptune is at home in our own sign at the moment. This is a big time astrologically. We've got that whole stellium of the planets in Capricorn, very slowly moving into Aquarius, and then back to Capricorn and back to Aquarius. Some astrologers say that we are going into the age of Aquarius. I don't think so. I think there's another 600 years yet. But I'm not an expert, but some astrologers say that as well. And that's what my feelings are. We're still in that transition phase. But there is every step on that journey is important. We are still dealing with that huge Capricorn energy about structure, changing structures, destroying structures, building new structures. As I'm doing this reading, we've got the new moon in Aries coming up. We've got the spring equinox coming up. Saturn's going to go and dip its toes in Aquarius, which is all about new things and strangeness. And then it's going to head back to Capricorn, and then it's going to head back to Aquarius. But this is time for you to be resilient. I mean, hell, watch the news. This is time for you to be resilient, because if you're not going to be resilient, you'll go bonkers. And going bonkers isn't covered in this reading here. So for whoever is watching this, it's not a going bonkers time. Because, let's face it, we're all Pisces. Because as I'm doing this reading, it is the last degree of Pisces this year. So the astrological new year is tomorrow. It's my birthday, so I'll do it how I like. So that's why I don't mind all these cards throwing out earlier. It's like, yeah, it's a special treat. But there is real time for change and real time for magic coming up. And as this says, don't be too impatient, easy does it. Because here, 9 of Swords. Now, mostly scary card. There's something you need to unleash. There's something that you need to reveal, and your intuition is going to show where that is, where you step forward. Let's see what the clarification cards say about this. I've not looked at any apart from how you're feeling. 3 of Cups again. Yes, there is something that you need to unleash, something that you need to step forward with, something that you've been holding in reserve. Now, I want to say that if there has been a source of fear, other than the virus, for you recently, that's something for you to look at. And now, the first words that pop into my head are exploit the fear. But it's your own fear, so you have to look at what it is showing you and move forward in that direction. You have more than enough equipment. You have more than enough resources. So this is something that your intuition is going to lead you towards a new beginning. We have the Wanderer here, King of Pentacles, so a very grounded. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus. There we go. Yeah, no. Oh well. I don't know why it suddenly decides just to switch off. But you have got that. Your intuition leading you to a new beginning once you unleash something that is associated with fear. This is the 9 of Swords. So, fear. But it's the incredibly loyal... Oh, I've forgotten their name. King of the North. Snow. No, that was Jon Snow. The family that he was adopted by. Whatever they were called. But it's the wolves that belong to them. Incredibly loyal, incredibly what it looks like to me here is it's also incredibly calculating, and it's like, just you wait, so let's see where you are at the moment, because you are in a pretty good place. You have the resources that you need as long as you are planning accordingly. And yes, you are working on your own resources, and to a great extent you are having to look within for your own wisdom. But that's not a surprise after this Tower moment. So this Tower moment ended up bringing something into being that you weren't quite expecting, was you? Something that you felt just a tad conflicted about, and you was like, do I really want to be working with this? But you soon found that it gave you an authority to where you could move forward, and you were being guided. You were being shufted along by spirit, even if you was feeling a little bit directionless. You knew that there was a direction happening, you just didn't necessarily feel all that in control of it, but that's fine. You're in control of it now, because by wresting control of that direction, you were defining your own power, and you were defining your own, not just to the rest of the world, but to yourself as well, in the same process. The almost having gone down whatever this path is, and then looked round and gone, hey, I did that. And this is what's already passed. So the world's opening up to you. And again, you're going to be walking along this on your own, but with this Nine of Pentacles. And what this Nine of Pentacles is showing me, that there's a lot of, let's see if I can get this camera to focus again. That looks a little bit better. Come on. This Nine of Pentacles is, yeah, it didn't work. Is showing me that there is so many different spheres of influence where you are going to be affecting, that makes you go, oh, I didn't know what I was doing would help that, or I didn't know that what I was doing would be affected by that. It's like, it's not just the world that is opening up to you, it is worlds, plural. So for me, very much, even though this is not what you would normally associate with the Pentacle card, there is worlds of spirit opening up for you, because this is a really magical reading. I mean, if the Oracle cards didn't say it, then them three jumping out at the start say it. But there is information coming to you that will make you prick your ears up, at the very least. And that's when you know that you need to go towards this thing, that whatever it is that is challenging you. Now, there is a burden coming on, but then there is a burden for everybody. It's not like you haven't had burdens before. So 10 of Wands here, 10 of Spears here. Previously, you've had when you had a burden, it caused you a great anxiety, and it was something that you were half deciding to cut out. It was something that maybe involved legal duties, but from that point you were thrust forward into a new beginning and found that you had better balance than you thought. So even though you were scared beforehand of taking on a burden, remember how well you did. You did it really, really well. So do it really, really well again, because this is where you are calling in all the skills of your own self, of this life's experience, and probably several other lives. If you're in Pisces, you've probably, unless you're incarnated here directly as a starseed in Pisces for whatever reason, then you've probably had plenty of lives on the planet and got a lot of skills through that. Let them show through. Let them... because again, you have let them show through before in the past. And what you're doing now doesn't require quite the same amount of finicky balance that when you now you're using the byproduct rather than the product. When you was trying to create the product, it was a little bit finicky, it was a little bit technical, it was a little bit too easy for it to get disturbed. So no wonder it got affected by this Tower moment when that came. So let's see how other people are. Hey, other people, okay. You have the Moon, which of course is your card. It's also, in this deck, it indicates to me a great deal of perspective, both about the world outside and about yourself, because the Moon reflects, and that's how I'm feeling about it here. It's not so much that you can see the illusions, it's that you can see the magic. And, you know, the truth as well, truth about yourself, truth about others, truth about the situation. But this is coupled, and that's the right word here, coupled with the Lover's card and the Ten of Cups. So there is somebody around you who is basically having an almost train-spotting moment of choose life, but choose happiness. Choose, they can see that you have that happiness on offer, or that you can grasp that happiness. Whether you are giving the happiness or receiving the happiness, it's irrelevant because it's the same thing. But maybe someone's offering you that happiness, in which case I would say take it. Or maybe you are the one generating this happiness, in which case let somebody else take it. Because by you giving it, you don't lose it. You just get to share it. So, a potential future. Well, let's deal with these hopes and fears, because our friend the devil is here. So, you're worried. Okay. You're worried that things could move too fast and involve you with some form of conflict. You're worried about almost like your innocence being stolen away from you, because this devil card, he doesn't normally have Greyjoy? I can never remember the name of the game. Well, I can't remember the name of any of them, let's be honest. But here in this card, it's reminding me very much of Belasco, the one of the enemies of the X-Men. And it's very much about stolen innocence, is Belasco. So you're worried that you are almost sacrificing your innocence to a conflict that could be moving too fast, or that you could be moving too fast out of haste. Now, I always like to clarify the devil card, so, oh well, that was quick. That was quick, and we've come up with justice with Astaroth, who can tell how the angels fell, reveals the past, present, and future, and teaches the liberal sciences. If you are fair, which will indicate why this mat with fairness card came out. If you are fair, and remember that fairness when you are unleashing whatever beast this is, if you are fair, this will all work out right. So obviously this, not that I see it necessarily here apart from in that Nine of Swords, but maybe there's someone who you'd like to be less than fair to. Well, you know better than that, Pisces. And no, that's not you being the traditional Pisces doormat. Because you really have come into your power recently. You came into your skill, you came into your power, and this is your journey. You have the strength for this. But you have the encouragement, you are exceeding expectations, as we've said. But there is a matter of get yourself grounded, which this project is being grounded, as long as you remember the more common sense aspects to it. So a potential future. Moving forward slowly. Moving forward slowly with something that's putting it into the real world brings you a wonderful partnership, which we've already seen with this Four of Wands here, and a whole new beginning. Now, there's something that you are... Oh, there's layers and layers here. There's something that you are bringing into being, because with this Ace of Wands, the Ace of Wands is not normally a pregnancy card. That's the Empress. But I do feel like, oh my God, look at the baby. Look at the new thing. Hang on a minute. It looks like the moon, so it's representing you. And Mother obviously looks like the moon. But also, it's in like a... What do you call them? Bean pod? Pod? I just call it a pod. So there is a moon baby in the pod of a magic bean pod. And that's what it really feels like. The whole, if you ever saw Once Upon a Time, throw the magic beans to get the whirlpool vortex. I'm thinking far more traditionally of throw the magic bean down and let the beanstalk grow up. Which really indicate... Oh, and sticks with that Ace of Wands imagery, really, doesn't it? But that really does indicate the whole slowly, surely wins the race. Remember, one of these cards here did say easy does it. Una, with easy does it. There's no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing, which also means when your harvest came crumbling down and you ended up with more byproduct than product, that was okay. That was what was supposed to happen. And then, okay, I didn't even see this. Your next card, or next pile, is the Ten of Cups. So, happy, happy, joy, joy. Something that really helps you express your own power and enable. I do notice that you have a focus on multiple things here with this Magician card, but is something that is approved of. There's a spirituality to it. There is a conforming to higher, older rules. Just with it's called here in this deck the Ancestor, and so it's the Hierophant, but I don't know whether it's Ceranos or it's Herne the Hunter, or it's a stag-headed god. It's an old god. It's an old god. Look at his height. Here's my comic spodness coming out again. Reminds me of the beings called the Millennium Giants out of a Superman 1998-ish story, who were three forces that represented the life force and the will for rebirth in the planet. So you are, with it being the Hierophant, you are obeying older rules. You are obeying higher rules here, to which the day-to-day rules, as seen in this Justice card, are irrelevant. And I'm not saying that you should be going out breaking the law. I'm saying that these higher rules, it's not even that they supersede the more mundane rules, the more mundane laws. It's that the mundane laws by necessity descend from this. So if you're obeying the higher ones, then you're more likely to be obeying the mundane ones anyway. So let's have a look at the final outcome cards. Strength, which speaks volumes, but that's only right at the moment. The Tower. So this time, now I actually feel really good about this, because we've also got the Four of Bows here, which to me, it's a party. Pretty much Four of Wands again. But this Tower, you are not the person plummeting to their death from the side of the tower. Your plans are not even the tower itself. You are this orb, this eye. If you're a Legion spod, Emerald Eye of Ekron, that's how I'm seeing it. But there's you are this eye that's in the corner, this eye of God that is beaming this light into the tower and disrupting everything. But I also feel, let me bring that to the higher camera, I also feel that it's a really cleansing light, because I don't like the look of this guy that's plummeting to his death at the side here. I rather feel that it's something that, yeah, you want that out anyway, you know. And this other one that's having a bit of an allergy attack at the bottom of the tower. Yeah, those are things you don't want messing with your tower. So you are that healing light coming in. Oh, now should I? Right, come on, camera, behave. This normally works. No, the camera does not want to work at all, does it? There we go. Oh well. Aha! There we are. Hi, you can see me again. Right, so let's have a look at the end of these. Right, we have the Angel of Wisdom. Wisdom comes from the depths of my experience. Now, what was I saying about the end of the zodiac and using all your life skills and all your past life skills all together? This is exactly what you are supposed to be doing. You are in a time of increase and transformation, a time of creativity, and I've just dropped a time of transcendence. With each intake of breath, I draw in positivity. That's something that you will need. But this is a moment of illumination for you. You are moving in a new direction, and the world, once again, just like this world card here, the world is opening up for you. And notice how the world is acting like the moon for whoever this is here. Maybe I'll hold it so you can see it. The world is acting like a moon for whoever it is here. So that's you. That's your, I know the Cancer is the moon as well, but the moon has that Pisces vibe to it as well. So it is your card. You are having enlightenment. You are the alchemist. You are banishing, like with that Tower card. There is stuff that you are banishing, stuff that you are getting rid of. With this Queen of Swords, there is stuff that you are getting rid of. Most of it has been shown to you. It will appear before you. You just need to be aware of vanity. Be aware of being fair and not just judging things on appearance. Remember that this Devil card here is still quite strong. Because that's not an external devil, that is that part of you. And also with Neptune in Pisces, intoxicants are a great distraction at the moment and not something that you should be focusing on. You need to enjoy the magic in the silence. I'm going to grab the book for this one in a moment, but the mystical shaman, you are coming into your power here. You are fulfilling the role that you are supposed to be fulfilling. So, nope, not there. Here we are. So let's see what it says about Chatael, I think is how you pronounce it. Chatael. Beautiful cards, these. Let me bring it up to the... There you go. Absolutely beautiful cards. Words fail. The wind dies. The earth comes to a rest. Chatael descends in stillness. New forms for all things emerge, touched by the elusive fingers of the angel Chatael. Space fills with silence and void gains new meaning. We are held still by the grip of its presence. Fear is useless, as its presence is almost always brief. Silence slides over your ears, envelops your awareness completely, as if you've closed your eyes. Take a moment. Take the silence within you and use it to still the tremors of your soul. Chatael wills it. So the signs with this are a feather, a chair, or a person kneeling. So, if I wasn't saying you were going into a new role or expanding the role that you've already defined for yourself to a certain extent and bringing something special, something beautiful into being, using all of your skills from all of your lives in this special time, if that doesn't agree with it, I don't know what does. Right, there is nothing more to say here. What a phenomenal reading, and really cheerful, considering that's my birthday reading to me as well. Yay! So, if this means anything to you, that will teach me to say things like that, won't it? If this means anything to you, please do comment down below. Press subscribe while you're there. It's obviously going to be a busy weekend for me. There may be a new moon reading or a spring equinox reading or something of some form. And I have been called today to do my first ever communal reading. with everything that's going on. I've never seen the point in a communal reading, because it's like, who am I reading for? But now I have my 240 odd subscribers. I know who I'm reading for, and the sign is irrelevant. So, yeah, tune in for that. That'll be uploaded shortly after this one. Best of luck. Enjoy. Cheers.